Scorpio. Welcome to your May 2024 messages for the month ahead. Everything that you need to hear, see, and feel so that you get happy, get your next steps, and enjoy the journey toward your desire, your manifestation. Okay, so one more card. Well, you got a lot going on this month, that's for sure. I don't know how to say this, Scorpio. You got a lot of change. You got the wheel upright in your personal power. So that does kind of mean you have to allow the growth and the change to happen. You have to allow yourself to have the epiphany. You have to, I can be open to this energy shifting. I can be open to a new perspective. I could be open to seeing this differently. I'm open to the epiphanies that need to be had for me to achieve this. So sometimes you got to become the different person, become the new person to allow in success. But it looks like for your soul level lesson this month, your soul level lesson this month is like all about not giving up, even if you're not feeling the most passionate about it. So this is kind of that teeter-totter, guys. You know how there's some people out there who teach like if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Well, guys, that's bullshit. Because who in the world is a hell yes about doing their dishes? You know, sometimes people can, the optimistic, positive people, it's because they've lined up with the decision. They're like, well, this is something that I have to do because I like it being done, and when it's done, I like that my house is clean, which helps me have a clear mind. So they're like a hell yes, I want a clear mind. They're not a hell yes, let me clean these dishes. Or you know, so it's sometimes it's just about accepting that there are mundane tasks that you have to do. And it's about making a decision to line up with, I'm going to enjoy doing these tasks as much as I can. Not every single inspired idea from the universe, divine download from your spirit guide team is going to be the most like orgasmic epiphany. Oh my God, I must do this. When you go from like low vibe to, oh, this idea feels so good, it's because you were low vibe and you had a brief moment where you dropped your resistance and you went really high vibe. What happens when you're residing on an overall higher level, like you're just more content on a day-to-day level, you're a little bit happier on a day-to-day level, your inspired ideas don't feel that like glow, that rainbow beaming out of your chest. It feels more like a, hey, yeah, I should do that. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I should do it. So sometimes people make that mistake that because it doesn't feel like this, they're like, oh, it must not be inspired. No, it's like kind of recognizing that you're a little bit higher vibe than you used to be. So sometimes it will just be, oh yeah, I should start making my like YouTube tarot videos again. So that's your soul of a lesson. And there's something that's like, don't give up on something, okay? Because your personal, it kind of looks like whoever this is, it's worth trying to renegotiate and trying to like find the win-win solution for both of you so you both feel like you're winning. It's definitely the human level lesson this month. So the soul level lesson is like, don't give up, and not all inspired ideas are going to feel like a rainbow beaming out of your chest. The human level lesson is, this is where it's like, you definitely have to respect yourself and respect what it is you want, because whatever you want out of this situation, this negotiation, your needs are definitely very worthy and very valid. So it's almost as if it's kind of the other person who needs to have a little bit of being open to some of the energy shifting in order to like see that your needs and your wants are valid. So your lesson is like, hey, well, let me just say this, take your time to think about it. This is definitely something that I feel very strongly about. Like, your lesson is to like know that whatever it is that you want or think should happen is definitely like worthy. In the recent past, it looks like you are giving a second chance to something. It might be a romantic relationship, because I do see the page of water here, but it could also, like, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a second chance with a family figure. It could be a second chance at a boss. It could be a second chance at a project that you're working on. Whatever that was, though, in the current moment, you got the page of water reversed. So it just kind of means that however the conversation's going, it's not like the most loving, uplifting, oh my God, babe, you're right. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm the one that needs to change, right? It's not all like The communication is either a little bit stalled or like a little bit here, pause, wait, a little bit here. So the communication isn't as like flowing and loving. Because I can definitely tell that you're like a little nervous about this. So for you, it would be easier if the person would just kind of, oh my God, you're right. Because that's typically not how it goes. Sometimes when the other person is like either, the a hole, or when the other person is just the one who needs to see things differently. But I do want to keep in mind your personal power is the wheel. So you do have transformation to go through too. But oftentimes, like, I can tell you sometimes when I've been the one that's had to have the epiphany, I like have to take what they said, I have to let it digest for a little while. I like to process things inside my head. And sometimes I'll come back and say, hey, you're right, I was wrong, I'm sorry. But sometimes it's also I just show up as the changed person. Like, hey, like, yeah, I'll take the car, I'll go do the errand. If we were like fighting over who should do that errand. And when I realize, oh, they're right, I should do it, then instead of like necessarily apologizing, I'll just go, hey, let me have the keys, I'll go do it. So just be gentle and be okay for however they do it, and be okay that they might need time to process and think about it, or they might need time to just process their own emotions around it. So it looks like going into the near future. Yeah, you and whatever this person's situation, job is, you guys are gonna maybe butting heads. There's gonna be a stalemate. It kind of looks like this is gonna be like a month of negotiation for you. And all I can say is that it is worthwhile, that whatever it is that you want out of this situation, it's normal and it's worthy of you like holding out for, pushing for it. It's worthy. Your needs are worthy of getting met. You're not asking for too much. What I can say is with the Two of Air in the near future, it's either going to be a stalemate, butting heads. Sometimes that card can also come out if the other person tries to act like there is no problem, in which case that person might just be, maybe they're being passive and don't know how to communicate like directly. So that person might be just pretend like there's no problem and, oh, I'll just stay quiet, things will go back to normal. No, you can't let that happen. Okay, so in terms of your personal power this month, you got the wheel card upright. And the wheel is when you do have those big kind of transformation moments. When you go from being an employee to a manager, when you go from graduating college to now being an employee, when you go from working in the corporate world to running your own business, when you go from single to married. So it's those kind of like bigger transformation points. Sometimes the wheel, though, is about the inner change that needs to accompany that outer change. So I think that your inner change this month is all about going through the growth and the change of what I want is normal and natural. And like, because when you so inherently feel it, the other person has like no choice but to meet it. The person who has the higher knowing of what they want to happen, that's the one who like wins. And so what can happen if you're like here, this person can easily pretend like there's no problem, let's just wait it out. But when you get to here, though, this person has no choice but to either come up here, or if it's like this, the other person's here, but you come up here like, nope, what I want is normal, natural. This person's like, nope, not at all. They're the one who's going to win, but that just means you're not a vibrational match anymore, and something else right at your level is going to come in. Like, guys, there's sometimes like I've manifested pay raises when I used to work in the corporate world. And sometimes it came from the current employer, even though they say no, no, no. But when I went and did the wheel, the inner growth of like, not only am I worthy of, I deserve this pay raise. Here's what I'd be doing with this extra money. I would be going on vacations. I do deserve vacation because I would be happier, and I'm worthy of happiness. I do deserve to be happy. So you got to do those kind of like affirmations to truly believe it to the core of your being that you essentially, you do deserve what you want, no matter what it is. You think you're going to be happier in the having of it, and you are worthy and deserving of happiness, okay? So when you get that level of I deserve it, the current company will either rise up and pay you, the person will either commit to you, or someone else who also wants what you want will come right in. So you have to be willing to potentially lose the current situation to so inherently know the core of your beings that what you want is normal and natural and okay to want, and be okay that it might be the current person or it might be someone new. That's a little bit of your trepidation. You're like, well, I don't want to lose them. Is this really worth losing them over? Guys, all I can say is every time that I've always gone through an up level or a transformation, It's been worth it. It's been worth it. Okay, in terms of other people around you, wow. Well, the other people around you and outside influences, they are definitely coming in hot, heavy, and strong. They're coming in as the king of fire, as the king of swords, is like the highly respected person, very clear, very authoritative, very like, no, this is what's happening. This is so they're coming in like with a strong sense of knowing. So I can see why it's so hard for you. Um, this person might just be a mirror for you to learn to how to have that clear sense of knowing. I know that when I dated someone who was significantly older than me and more educated than me, they were a doctor. I only had a bachelor's degree, and just walked around like he was God. And it was my lesson to learn how to have that level of self confidence in my desires and wants as well. So maybe this person, I don't think this is just a reason, like a lesson. I do think it's something that can be navigated for you guys to come to like a peaceful win-win solution, but you definitely have to go through that internal shift of, no, this is something that I do deserve. I deserve someone who loves me that much. I deserve someone who likes to show their love in that way. I deserve an employer who pays at the higher percentile. And then from there, you just have to be open that it's either going to be that person who goes through a transformation to meet your need, or you're going to get it from somewhere else. Guys, I can tell you, no matter how much I loved working somewhere, though, when I got that, 20K pay raise, I did not give a flying, I didn't give an F about that I had to like leave the current company. I liked the money. In terms of your hopes or fears this month, all I can say is that you're just going through some serious doubt if what you want is valid. And it's like is this a big deal? Should I push this? And all I can say is yes. Yes, it is. It's worthy of it. It is. Comment below. Let me know because I'm like super curious. In terms of your outcome for this month, you got the balance card. So that's where it's even though if you go through the growth and like know to the core of your being that like I do deserve this, I am worthy of this. Sometimes though it's not about, barging in like the Knight of Swords and being, I declare this. Sometimes you gotta like wait and pace it out, right? Like if your significant other just got news that their parent died, it may not be the best time to bring up your fight. Give them like a week or two to just and be there for them, support them through that bad news, and then go, hey, so I was thinking like, can we set a time to talk about this? Do you want to meet in a week? Do you want to, do you want a couple of days? Do you want a week? So it's kind of like learning when to bring up the conversation, learning, you don't just like dump all of your data points at once to the other person. You kind of like, hey, I would like this, here's why. Not, I'd like it because of this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason. That's just like the other person gets bombarded and overwhelmed. Sometimes you gotta like kind of like drip the information to the person so they can like take it in, absorb it, and then be open to hearing what the second step looks like. So you're definitely learning how to like know internally the core of your being that you are worthy of whatever it is that you want, and also how to like drip the information. So that could look like dripping it so they have time to think about it, but it could also be, I don't want to tell people my end goal because I don't want to deal with any naysaying. So it might be, oh, right now I'm focused on this, and you just share this step of your bigger plan. So you're definitely kind of learning the moderation of sharing and the moderation of allowing for like that space and that time and that gap between conversations, because not all fights and conflicts have to be resolved in one conversation. Sometimes, especially if you have like kids involved or like other activities that your mind are on, sometimes it can be like an ongoing thing. Yeah, okay, so I hope that helps, Scorpio. Give me a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Those are great ways to show some support back. If you would like more of me, there's 3 ways to connect more. The first one, I am live for free every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Facebook group and my Facebook business page. The links for those are down below. You can also book a personal reading right now. That's available. The link is down below. And if you're looking to master the law of attraction, my 5 steps to manifest anything and everything that you want course is on sale right now. It's usually $297. Right now it's only $97. So the link for that is also down below. I hope that helps you guys. And that's it. So I will see you however you choose to keep connecting. Love you guys bunches and have a good month.